Have you ever wondered how website chatbots work? Well, you know what? I'm so glad you asked, because in this video, I'm going to show you how to build the back-end automation of an AI chatbot. I'll be using RAG technology to store and retrieve the data. I'll be using large language models such as DeepSeek to chat with users in Gemini AI to analyze and import the data. After all of this AI happens in the background, we'll send our response back to the chatbot portal, and it's going to look something like this. Oh, we are going to imagine for a second that this is the website of Mario's Pizza, okay? And we are going to chat with the chatbot and ask it a question, okay? All right. What types of pizza do you serve? Okay. All right, so it says we serve a variety of delicious pizzas, including classic margarita, pepperoni, meat lovers, and veggie deluxe. Our wood-fired pizza are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients for authentic Italian taste. Let us know if you would like more details or recommendations. Let's see. Where you get? We are located at 123 Main Street, hometown, US. Come visit us for authentic Italian cuisine. All right, awesome. So this is the chatbot. So now let's look at the back end to see. Actually, let's look at the bird's eye view of this entire automation, so that way we can know how all the pieces move, okay? All right, so there's two pieces to this automation, to this build that we're gonna be doing today. The first piece is going to be the data dump. So we're gonna take our data and we have to put it into our database, okay? That's the first piece, first automation, which runs separately, okay? And then we have this automation build. This automation build is part of the chat, right? So we were just on the screen, and which we could imagine to be like a restaurant, a pizza restaurant, and they have this chatbot located on their website. A user then comes in, asks the question, and then it will trigger this automation, okay? Let's zoom in a little bit so we can see. All right, here we go. All right, awesome. All right, so once the user answers a question, then this webhook is triggered, right? We're gonna take that question, we're gonna dump it over to DeepSeek to analyze the question. Sometimes people are long-winded with questions. We're just gonna take what we need, and we are going to then take that information of the summarized question, send it over to JSON to get it formatted. Excuse me, then we're gonna do a process called embeddings. Embeddings basically is turning that question into a numbering sequence format, and then we're gonna take that and throw it into Pinecone. Pinecone is where all of our data is going to be stored, and again, it's going to be in that same embeddings vector type numbering format. Okay, and then once it goes to Pinecone, Pinecone is going to look at that data, and then it's going to pull the relevant information, pull it back to this, pull it back to the automation, and then we are going to take that, all the answers that it came up with, and we're going to aggregate it, iterate it, and then we're going to send it to DeepSeek to then formalize that data and send it back to the chatbot. Okay, so that's what's happening in the backend. All right, so the next piece that's happening is this data import, right? So that's happening on the backend. So the good thing about this is that every time you update a file, that it automatically syncs. This process automatically happens. And so we can imagine we have a file cabinet full of files, Excel spreadsheets, PDF files, and imagine you have like 1 million files. You can take that, dump it into Dropbox, and let's zoom in so you can see that as well. We'll dump it into Dropbox, and then we are going to download the file from Dropbox. We'll download it into our automation, and then we'll take that file, we'll upload it to Gemini AI. And then once we upload it to Gemini AI, we're gonna do a process where we extract all of the, if files, let's say, for example, we have a PDF, we take all the wording out of the PDF, we extract the text, and then we're gonna sanitize the text, sanitize the data. The reason we have to sanitize the data is because we can't embed any like emojis or some special symbols, so we have to sanitize that data. And then once we sanitize the data, we do the same thing what we did with our automations, where we have to embed those words into numbers, and then we throw it up to Pinecone for storage. Okay, so this process happens in the back end while you are updating files and doing things like that. Okay, awesome. So this is our automation in a nutshell. It's two different pieces, and we'll do both right now. All right, so let's build the automation. So we're gonna do step one, which is the data import. Again, this is the process where we have a automation that's running, that's checking a specific folder. In this case, we're using Dropbox. Of course, if you have like Google Drive, you can use Google Drive or any online storage that's connected to Make. And once we store files there, or once we add a file or edit a file in Dropbox or Google Drive, this automation will be triggered. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to go into Make, and we want to add the module. So we want to say dots, and what we actually want to do is we want to watch for watch for files that's located in the folder. So that's what will trigger this automation, okay? And actually, let's jump over to my Dropbox and we get to see the folder that I created. All right, so I created the folder called Mario's Pizza, and I have 2 files in here, okay? So the first file is a PDF, and if we take a quick look at it, this is a PDF that has, you know, there's some random information that I made up about a fictitious pizza restaurant called Mario's Pizza. So it has some menus, some items that's on the menu, and it also has the address, hours of operation, little historical data, things like that. So certain data that you will find on a typical website of a restaurant, right? And the next is the menu. So the menu is going to show items and how much they cost. So far, only thing that I have in Pinecone is this. And today we'll be uploading the menu, and then we'll go back to the chatbot, and then we'll ask some questions about like menu items, which would be pretty cool. Okay. All right. So let's jump back over to our automation, and we want to select the folder. Let's choose a folder here. We're going to call Mario. Let's see. I have it as, Mario. Actually, yeah, I have it as to the subfolder. So yeah, automations, and then we want to select Mario's Pizza. I didn't mention this, but I am using a program called Make. Make is a platform that allows you to connect multiple platforms together. It's free to use. I'll include links in the show notes that will have links to everything that I used today, and also some resources that I used today. Okay. All right, cool. So what you want to also watch for is any subfolders. So in the future, if you have Mario's Pizza, and if you want to create like subfolders for different things, you want to be able to watch that as well, right? So let's do that. So I'll choose 100 as the limit, select OK, and then we can say OK. All right, cool. All right, so the next thing we need to do after we add the trigger is we want to download the file, okay? So let's go to Dropbox, and then we're going to select download file. Let's see, download file. And then we want to see the file path is going to be path lower. Okay, so path lower is going to be the path where the file is located. Okay, and it's going to pull it from this first module, which is the watch file trigger. Okay, that should be good. And what we're going to do next is we want to actually rename this. Let's just rename it here. We're going to rename it to, we're going to name it to, say, download file. And then we can give it a trigger. I'm sorry, not a trigger. We'll give it an emoji. All right, emoji. Let's see here. We got, come on, hurry up. Oh. All right, let's go. All right, we give it a down emoji. Awesome. All right, cool. All right, so the next thing we need to do is we need to pull in Gemini. Okay, we got to upload this file to Gemini. Actually, let's run this. It said choose where to start. We are going to let's choose a manual file. Okay, and let's choose this one. This is the Mario's Pizza. We'll just hit run once, and let's pull everything here. All right, cool. So whenever a module turns green, that means it ran successfully. So if we click on this, we'll see that it downloaded this Mario's Pizza description file. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to upload the file to Gemini. Okay, all right, so we just have to add another module, and we're going to look up Gemini AI. What we want to do is we want to upload a file. Okay, so when we add this module, you can see that it automatically notice that there's a Dropbox module where we can download the file from, which is cool. So automatically connected to it. Okay, cool. So let's just rename this. We're going to rename it to upload. Okay, so we download it from one program, we pulling and we uploading it to another program. So we'll be doing that. Okay, to upload a file, and then we just do it an emoji again. Come on, computer, let's go. Good, awesome, cool. All right, so we'll hit save, and the next module we need to do is we need to actually run Gemini again, because what we want to do is we want to extract the text. So let's create a completion, and we'll give it some instructions. Oh, one thing I need to point out with Gemini. So whenever you connect any module, Dropbox or we connect with Gemini, the first time you load it, some credentials, you're gonna have to put in some credentials. Okay, so with Dropbox, you just have to connect your account with your login. It doesn't use any API, but with Gemini and any like large language models or any program like that, you're gonna have to create what's called an API. Okay, or grab an API key. So let's actually jump over to Google, because Gemini is a Google product. So what we need to do is you need to go to aistudio.google.com. Once you're here, you want to select get API key. And then once you select get API key, it'll take you to the screen. And then what you can do is you want to say create API key. Once you create an API key, you give it a name. And once you give it a name, it'll create an API key, which you can copy. It'll populate once, and you need to copy it. And once you do that, you jump back over to your automation, and then you just plug in the API key. Okay. All right, cool. All right. So I already have my connection to Gemini. What we need to do next is select a model. So this is important. So it has a bunch of different models you can choose from. What you can do is you can go to ai.google.dev, and this will give you a list of all of the different models of Gemini. So you just have to go to models, select Gemini, and the latest model right now is 2.0 Flash. One thing we need to point out here is that the inputs can be audio, image, video, and text, and the output is going to be text, and coming soon is going to be images and audio to the API, which is amazing, by the way, because most times most APIs can only output text, but now we'll be able to output images and audio, which will be amazing. I'm excited to see that when it does become available. All right, so again, you just go to ai.google.dev. Then once you go here, you can select Gemini, and then you can see the different model variants. Okay. All right, so let's jump back over to our automation. The model we are going to select is Gemini 2.0 Flash Experimental. There it is right there. All right, and then what you want to do next is you want to go down to parts, actually the roles you want to select as user. Then the parts, you want to select file. What you need to do is select MIME type. Let's go here. All right, so the meme type we need to pull from over here. So let's see. This is definitely the file URI, and the meme type is right there. Cool, from the uploaded file. So just in case the file was uploaded, we can get that there. And then also we need to do text. Okay. All right. So what we're going to select here is, because again, what we want to do is we want to extract the wording of the text extract the wording for whatever question that the user had. So we are going to do that. Okay. So let's go here. Your role is to extract the text from the attached file. Please maintain the formatting. Okay. So, right. So the file that we uploaded is going to get the text from that file. So if it's a PDF, or if it's a PDF, or if it's like a Word document, or even if it's an image, okay, then it'll be able to extract the text from the image as well, which is cool. All right. All right. So we select OK. And then what we want to do is we want to rename this to extract text. All right. Let's give it an emoji. All right. That's cool. Awesome. Okay. Let's hit save. All right. Cool. So what's the next piece? The next piece of what we need to do is we need to sanitize that text. Okay. All right. So this is, I'm just going to copy this from here. Let's say copy thing, and I'm just going to paste it here. Okay. Awesome. So whenever we upload anything into Pinecone, we cannot upload it. Is like the vectoring format doesn't accept emojis. Okay. And it doesn't accept any emojis. The embedding process doesn't accept emojis. So my friend Jack Roberts, he was able to figure this out with this long string, this long formula that strips out any special characters, or it also strips out any like emojis and things like that. So that way you don't have to get any errors when we upload it to Pinecone. The results we are going to need, we just have to change the results from the extracted text, which is this right here. Okay. Okay, cool. All right. Awesome. So let's hit save. And the next piece, what we need is embeddings. Okay. So we are going to do the embeddings directly through OpenAI. All right. So we're going to use OpenAI, and we're going to do the embeddings. So let's actually, before we do that, let's actually look at what the embeddings is. Okay. So this entire vectoring system and this numbering system that is called vector embeddings allows searches to be a lot faster, because they can pinpoint the algorithms behind this is able to pinpoint data. And I'm talking about, say for example, if you have millions of pages of data, it's able to pinpoint that data pretty fast. It is for chatbots, because a person is on the other side waiting for your response. OpenAI has something similar where you can upload files to their assistant, and then you can kind of use an assistant and extract data that way as well. So we could have went down that route. In fact, in one of my automation that I did when I was looking, pulling quotes from books, and I uploaded some ebooks and asked the bot to extract data, and it did it pretty well. But imagine if I had 10,000 books or 30,000 books and I asked it to pull data from those books. I mean, it will go crazy. It will take a long time. But when someone's on a website and they're chatting with a chatbot, they kind of want responses pretty quickly. So this vectoring technology allows for that. Okay, it allows for searching, for clusterings. It classifies everything pretty well. If you want to, again, you can go to platform.openai.com, go to embeddings, and you can kind of learn this technology a little bit. Okay. All right, cool. All right, so let's go back to our automation. So what we need to do is we need to go to OpenAI, and then what we want to do is actually make an API call. All right, and then we are going to use the URL of /v1 embeddings. That's one, all right, embeddings. Okay. Then what you want to do is you want to post, and then let's copy over this string. Okay, let's copy over this JSON string here. All right, let's go over here. Oops. There we go. Sorry, my computer is acting up a little bit. All right, so this is the embedding strings. The model we're using is text embedding 3 small. I believe that was just shown here on the bottom. Yeah, text embeddings 3 small. It can do 62,500 pages per dollar. So you do 62,000 pages per dollar, and the performance is 62.3%. And it has a max input of 8191. They all have the same max input, but then they have different performance matrices. Okay, so we are just going to use that there. Okay, so the string that we need is going to be the string from the inputs. Okay, it's going to be the string from here, the JSON string from the Sanitize Data. Okay. Anything else we need to turn on? I think everything else looked good. Post embedding. Awesome. All right. So let's actually save this. Let's rename this to embeddings, and let's give it an emoji because that's my jam. Come on. We'll give it an iron bicep. Hit save, and let's actually just run this. Okay. So we can kind of take a look at everything here. So I'm gonna right click here, choose where to start. Technically, this automation is going to be triggered whenever a file is changed or whenever a file is added to this folder. But we got to choose manually this time because we didn't change anything. And this time, let's choose this one. This is the file that's not on. It's not currently uploaded. Okay, so we're gonna hit run once. All right. So right now the file is being uploaded to Gemini, and then it's extract the text, and then it gave the embeddings. All right, so this one, let's see what happened here. Let's take a look at what happened. All right, so it looked like it did 2 files. Okay, second operation, PDF, boom. Okay. All right, okay, here we go. Operation number 2. All right, and let's see the headers. No, we gotta look at the body, data, 1, embeddings, and then we see all this data here. Look. See all the data. So it changed all the text within that file, and it changed it into like, it almost looked like longitude, latitude type numbers. So it has some coding behind it that is able to find the text and is able to categorize the text. And that's the technology. Okay, that's computer language that to naked eye we don't know what it means. Okay. All right, so the next piece we need is Pinecone. Okay, let's take a look at Pinecone. Okay, so Pinecone it uses a RAG system. The RAG means Retrieval-Augmented Generation, or RAG. It's used by large LLMs for like vector databases. It has a technology like I just showed you, the embeddings technology, the vectoring technology that allows for you to find data within a large database, right? So if you have, again, 1 million files, this technology is able to pinpoint and find those files pretty quickly. So that way you can utilize it for chatbots and agents and things like that you need to get information from pretty quickly. Okay. And again, you can use this, same technology, or you can use similar technology with OpenAI, but it's not as robust as this. Okay. All right, cool. So when you go to Pinecone, you set up your account. Once you set up your account, you just have to go to API keys. And once you go to API keys, you want to create an API key here, okay? You create an API key. And then once you create the API key, give it a name, and then you're given an API key, all right? Cool. Let's go back to the database. Once you go into database, then what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to create an index. So after you got your API key and you set it up with OpenAI, you want to come back in here and then you want to create an index. So once you create an index, I already created one for Mario's Pizza, but if you were to create a new one, you just say create index. You give it a name. Say Joe's Pizza. So yeah, this is your second client. What you want to do is, you want to choose the text embeddings small by OpenAI. You select that, and then everything else can remain the same. Yeah, we're going to use the AWS cloud provider. Virginia is going to be the region. If you were the other side of the world, you wanted to use a different region, then you're going to have to upgrade your plan. So they have different plans. If we go to the different plans, once you go to different plans, then it allows you to choose different regions. So if you want it to be a lot quicker, then you can do like your region if you're located overseas or if you're located on the West Coast. Shout out to everybody that's on the West Coast right now. Right now, there's a lot of fires in California, and I'm praying for everybody out there because I know that's heart-wrenching to lose everything that you have, that you know. So God bless everybody out there in California right now. All right, cool. So if you just look at the different pricing plans, you can pay as you go, things like that, and you can kind of compare pricing and do upgrades and things like that. But we can keep everything simple. You can just use their basic plan, and once you use their basic plan, then you can then utilize the vector system. Okay. So again, once you create your index, you'll have your index here, and once it loads, then you will see all of the it'll take a while for it to actually build the index. Once the index is built, then you will have access to it. Okay, so this host is going to be very important. We're going to need this host information in order to connect it to Make. As you can see, this is the first document that I put on here that we showed you earlier. This document right here, let me see. This one right here, this Mario's description, and we are going to put this CSV file next, okay, without pricing. All right, so let's go back to our automation and let's load up Pinecone, okay? We'll go Pinecone, and what we're going to do is we're going to upsert the vector. So it's basically saying upload. It's a fancy word for upload, okay? So we're going to upsert the vector. Once you upsert the vector, one thing I do want to show you that's important. So once you add the connection here, like say if we say add the connection, follow these instructions because this is very important, especially when it comes to the index name. All right, so with the index name, let's go back to Pinecone. This is the index name, so we can copy this index name, and let's go back to the automation. You paste it here. One thing you want to do is you want to take out the HTTPS, and then you also want to take out at the end this .pinecone.io. You want to take all of this out here, and it needs to look like this. So if you look at the example, you can see it gave you the example. What they should do, Pinecone, if you're listening, you should make it a way that we can just copy this with and it's clean. It's already sanitized for us so that we can easily paste it here. But I guess every platform is different. But with Make, we have to add it this way. Okay, so just be mindful and make sure you copy it like this, and then you just paste your API key, hit save, and then it'll be connected. I already have a connection here, so we're not going to do that. Okay. All right. So the first piece we need the vector ID. All right. So let's collapse everything. The vector ID is going to be here. Okay. Let's see. We can just give it, actually with the vector ID, we can just give it the file name. Okay. So let's see. Vector ID, we'll give it the file name. Okay. Cool. And what we're going to do is for the values is we want to give it the embedded body. So let's go here and let's go to the data set. And we're going to go to embeddings. Cool. All right. I'm going to make sure to toggle this map on because remember when we looked at the embeddings, how it was like a long set of sets. We want to make sure we're able to map that information. Okay. All right. So then we want to go to metadata. All right. So the metadata is basically, okay, let's just back up. So the values is going to be, it makes it easy if I go here. The values are going to be all of these different numbers and different values. The metadata is what we can understand. All right. So we want to insert the title and the contents. Okay. All right. The metadata is what we understand. So the key is going to be, let's just close this now. We're going to call it or so you can see it. Sorry. Contents. That's going to be a string, and the value is going to be, let's collapse everything. The value is going to be the results of the, here. All right, so it'll be the results of the extracted data. Okay. Boom. All right, and then the key is going to be title. right? And then the type is going to be string again. And then the values is going to be, this is just a title. So this is a document title. So we just want to go to back here, and then we want to select, oops, sorry, wrong one. Let's download, and we want to go to here. Okay. Sorry, am I bugging here? Sorry, no, I was right. You want to go to file name. There it is right there. Okay, awesome. So we have the results, right? And then we have, which is a string, and then we have the title, which is the file name. All right, everything looks good. Let's make sure. Yeah, this part we have to get right. It's not just gonna get messed up. All right, yeah, cool. So, yep, we look at. All right, hit OK. And then we are going to call this, we can leave it. There's a Pinecone Upsert. Okay. All right, so let's test this puppy out. Okay, we'll hit save. We'll save our information. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna right click this, and we're gonna say choose where to start. And we're gonna choose manually. And what we want to choose, we want to choose this file right here. All right. Hit OK. And we are going to run it once. Cool, bingo. So now if we go back to here, let's refresh this. We should see the second file in Pinecone. Cool. So there's the second file, right? So we have the first file, which is right here. This has all of the this tells you about the restaurant, which is the PDF file, and it's the second file. So the second file shows us all of our pricing and things like that, which is from the Excel spreadsheet, which is cool. And the beauty about this, as I mentioned earlier, is if you change pricing all the time, whenever you change the price, this automation is going to run in the back end. And once this automation runs in the back end, then it's going to update those files one by one. So this will be a good example for, say, for example, if the business changed pricing every day. So there's like, say for example, a meat purveyor. Like a lot of meat purveyors, they change pricing every day based on supply and demand, based on different products and the different weights, things like that. So every day they'll go in, they'll change their pricing, and then like say butchers will call them and say, hey, how much is your ribeyes today? How much is your pork chops today? How much is your veal today? Things like that. They'll ask them every day. They'll go to call like that, ask them their pricing. Imagine if a meat purveyor had this chatbot on a secure site where they can go in and then the meat purveyor say, ask them same questions, and then they'll get that information back to them, which is pretty cool, right? So this is like a use case for that, for someone who changes pricing every day, and instead of having to take that call, they can have an AI assistant like this do that heavy lifting, that heavy legwork for them. Okay. All right. So that's the first piece of this automation that'll be running in the back end, updating pricing and updating the data that the chatbot is going to use in order to pull the data. All right. The next piece what we need to build is we need to actually build the interface, the chatbot interaction as shown earlier. Okay. Cool. All right. So this next automation that we need to build is triggered by a webhook. Okay. All right. So first thing we need to do is build the webhook. Okay. So let's go here. So webhook. And then we need to say it's actually going to be a webhook. All right. So let's add the webhook. We got to call this, we call it pizza, Mario's demo. And we just call it Mario's pizza. Okay. Webhook. Okay. We'll hit save. And then we have this webhook. Okay. So now what we need to do is the chatbot is actually sending data to my original automations. What I need to do is actually copy this webhook address, and then we need to do some updates on the actual website. So let's do that real quick. All right. So we'll copy this to the clipboard. And okay, make sure we hit save. All right. So let's jump over to the website so we can update the chatbot. All right, so first here is the HTML file. Let's go Control Find, and let's make, and this is our current webhook. So let's take this out and insert it here. Cool. Let's copy everything here, and let's go over to the website. Here's the chatbot. Let's go here, and let's do a quick update. Okay. All right. Cool. All right, and I'm also going to be uploading this website to, or the code to the website to my community. All right. Let's publish this here. All right. So let's hit save and let's publish it. Cool. So now go here. Let's refresh this page. Cool. All right. So let's test it out. All right. So let's go to the webhook and let's just hit, okay. Let's hit run once. And then we're going to say this. Yo. Hit okay. And let's go back here. Did it run? It's waiting for data. Maybe it didn't update. Oh, no, this is still the old one. So let's go back here and let's hit save and let's open it up. All right. So yo again. Okay, good. So now I ran. Okay, it was pulling. It pulled it. What's my other automation? It was like yo. So here it is. We said yo, and it pulled it right here. Cool. All right. Awesome. All right. So next thing we need to do, we need to open up DeepSeek. Okay. All right. Now we get into the fun stuff. Okay. All right. So, we're gonna use a program. It's called OpenRouter in order for us to access DeepSeek. Okay. OpenRouter is like we could just call it like a repository or central location rather, where all that has access to all the large language models, and then you could just use this one program to access most of all of the large language models. In this case, we are going to use it to access DeepSeek, right? Their wording is better than mine. It says a unified interface for LLMs, for large language models. Okay, right. So you can connect, pretty much everything here. Okay, this is for this week. This month it has everything that we're looking for. So in order to access this site, you just have to once you log in, then you just have to go on the settings. Once you're in settings, you want to go to keys, and then you want to create a key. Once you create a key, you are going to get an API key. That's what we need. Okay. Let's see. This is the screen I was looking for. So you can see the different integrations that they have, and we are using DeepSeek. But if you want to use Google AI Studio, which is a cool one, of course, all the OpenAI, XAI is a good one, but XAI, they have a module already in Make, so you don't necessarily have to go this route. But this is pretty cool as well. Okay. You can kind of look into it as well. All right. So once you have your API key, you can jump back over to the automation. Okay. And once you go to the automation, let's click on this. Oh, one thing I didn't mention is to connect DeepSeek. You're gonna need to also have an account set up with DeepSeek. So you need 2 accounts set up, right? So the first account that you need set up is an account with OpenRouter. All right, and then you're gonna also need an account set up with DeepSeek. So you need 2 accounts. Okay. We connected DeepSeek. We connected DeepSeek to OpenRouter and OpenRouter to Make. Okay, so that's what we're doing right here. Okay, so with DeepSeek, the only thing that you need to do with DeepSeek is simply log into the site, just like every other platform. Get an API key. Once you get an API key, then you just connect it to you just have to connect to OpenRouter. Okay, all right. While we're on the screen with DeepSeek, it's pretty robust. I mean, there are fascinating LLM. There's actually a lot, like the reviews are coming a lot better than like OpenAI and Claude and some different models, which you can see through this chart here. So we are going to use it. Okay. All right. So let's go back, jump in here. Let's connect our OpenRouter. All right. Once you connect OpenRouter, what we're going to do is we're going to create a chat completion. Once we create a chat completion, again, if for any module that you connect to Make, and if you need any assistance with connecting, all you have to do is click on this online help and follow the instructions with the online help. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So then what we're going to choose next with OpenRouter is we're going to have to choose the model, right? So the model we are using in this case, we are going to use DeepSeek, right? And we're going to use DeepSeek version 3. Okay. And the message we are going to use is, let's just copy and paste this to make life easier for us. So it's the content, and we'll go into it in a second. The role is going to be user. Okay. All right. So the content is a user will ask you a question about our company. Convert this message into an effective search query that accurately reflects the key topics and intent of the user's question. Ensure the search term is concise and specific to maximize the relevance of the retrieved content. Consider key phrases, industry-specific terminology, and main topics related to our company. Avoid overly broad or vague terms that may yield irrelevant results. Okay, and then I gave it some specific output instructions. We want to make sure that the output is in JSON format, and then the text is going to be from this webhook. Okay, all right. One thing we want to also do is we go to the advanced settings. We want to enable JSON mode, and we could actually map this to true. There's a big disclaimer here saying that the JSON may not work as desired, and they didn't lie about that. So that's part of the reason why I added these additional instructions to get rid of the gibberish that usually is put outside of a JSON. So they will put like JSON outside of these brackets, and we just need it to be clean and just have this. So this wording actually helped me get this to work. Okay, cool. All right. So let's rename this. We're going to rename this to DeepSeek. DeepSeek, we gotta call it DeepSeek summary. All right, because what this is gonna do is once the question comes in from the chatbot, is gonna summarize the question and get rid of all of the junk so that we can get exactly what we need from this. Okay. All right. Cool. So we need a whale. Cool, because that's DeepSeek's logo. Okay, so let's hit save. All right, and all right, let's actually run it. So let's hit run once. Let's go back in here and let's go to the chatbot. Let's say, hey, what's one? How much for a slice? How much for your pizzas? Okay, did okay. It's gonna say accepted because it's not getting a response back. But if we go back here, you will see that it went to DeepSeek got the information. And if we go to choices, a message, we'll see how it pulled it up. It says pizza pricing. So I said how much the pizza, it just came back and said pizza pricing. And it took out all the fluff that I was added to it. Okay. So next thing we need to do is we need to parse this as a JSON. So then we can go to the tool section of JSON. Actually, just type it in. And we need to parse this as a JSON. And then we're going to take this string. All right. Which is what are the source, choices, message, content. Okay. Is it okay? And then parse it as a JSON. Cool. All right. And the next thing we need to do is embeddings again. Let's move this to the same time. I'll just copy the module and let's put it here and go to the embeddings. So again, it's the same embeddings that we did with our other module. But what we're going to do here is we want to change this to the JSON here, which is, I need to write once. I didn't pull it. Let's see. You know what? So I cancel this. Let's hit save once. Save anyway. Let's do this. A link. Click it again. Let's see if it pulls it this time. We may need to do it again. I'm actually gonna cheat. I'm gonna show you a little cheat. All right. So if we copy this here. Actually, no, let's not cheat. Let's just do it right. Let's do it right the first time. So let's unlink and let's hit run once. Here, run anyway. Let's go back to our chatbot here, and we're just gonna copy this, paste it again. Cool. Let's go back here, and cool. We pulled it here. That's what we need. All right. So let's add it now. We'll go here. We should see it this time. All right. Go here, and that's what we need. We need the search terms: pizza pricing, company menu. Awesome. Hit okay. That's our embeddings. We'll hit save. All right, so now that we have our embeddings, let's actually run it again so that we can see the embeddings, okay? Hit save. We'll run it once again. Let's go back to our chatbot. All right, and let's give it the message again. All right, and let's go back here and we can take a look at the embeddings, okay? All right, so we set the pizza pricing menu. If we go to body, we go to data, we select embeddings, and we should see the long list of things. So converting pizza menu pricing It pulled all these embeddings. Okay, cool. All right. So the next thing we need to do is we need to query the vector in Pinecone. So let's go to Pinecone, and again hit Pinecone. And what we need to do is we need to query the vectors. Okay, so let's pull this to the side here. And what we need to select is the vector, and the value is going to be data embeddings, right? And what we want to map it, because remember, it's gonna be the long list of embeddings. We're gonna map it, so we map everything out correctly. And what we need to do next, we want to say include the value to empty, include empty values, include metadata. Yes, we want to include the metadata and the limit. So you could imagine a limit as if you have a lot of data, we can pull out either a lot of data or a little bit of data. In our case, we don't have much data. We can just select maybe, I don't know, 2, because we have 2 files. But if you have 1,000 files, you can put 1,000 here, you can put whatever limit you want. But we'll just put 2 because we have 2 files. Okay. All right. So we'll say okay. And then what we want to do is we want to hit save, and we are going to run this puppy again. Okay. So hit run once, and let's go back to our chatbot. Let's copy this here, and hit again, and let's go back to our automation, and everything ran successfully. Let's take a look, and we see the two bundles that it pulled. So it pulled the 2 bundles from the 2 files that we have, right? Which is awesome. Cool. All right. So now what we need to do is we need to aggregate that data. So we have a bunch of data in our the CSV file, and then we have a bunch of data that we're pulling from the PDF file. Okay. So we need to aggregate that data. So what we need to do is pull out an aggregator. Let's see. Aggregator. Yes. And the source is going to be Pinecone. And what we need to pull is we need to pull the vector ID, and we need to pull what else? The metadata, right? Cool. You okay? All right. And then what we need to do next, let's see. You're gonna let me do it. Okay, good. And we need to also do once we aggregate all the data, then we have to then take all the aggregated data, and then we got to kind of squish it and send it out. So we pulling all the data from the 2 files, and then we're gonna take that array, all those text files, and we're gonna funnel it through an iterator now. Okay. All right, we have an iterator, and the array is going to be this array here. Actually, I might need to run it before I do this. So let's delete this and let's run it so we can pull the field that we need. We'll hit save anyway. Run once. All right. And I know I'm going through this a little bit fast, but I'm just trying to keep this video within a reasonable time frame, right? And let's run it again. Okay, let's go back to our module. All right, cool. And let's see this. So good. So it has the bundles, 2 different bundles, which is what we need. So now we can do the iterator. Okay, the iterator. The array is going to be this array, and then we're gonna have the metadata, and we're gonna have the contents, and then we also gonna have the title. That's what we need. Okay, so we can close this, and we're gonna do we're gonna massage the data a little bit. Okay, we can call this file 1, and then we need to put a 1 here and a 1 there, and we have to do the same thing for file 2. Okay. Cool. We're mapping it. Okay, cool. That's our iterator. All right. So now that we iterated the data, what we need to do is we need to go back and take all of that data and put it into DeepSeek. Okay. So what we can do is we can actually just copy this. Let's clone this. And let's put it here for DeepSeek. Okay. All right. So let's open this up again. And what we're going to do is we're going to copy a different prompt. Okay. So let's put this here. Make life easy. Let's copy and paste it. All right, and we got to read it together. Okay, cool. So what we're giving to DeepSeek this time is we're saying, okay, you're a helpful and knowledgeable chatbot. Your task is to provide a clear, concise, and accurate answer to the user's question based on the provided data. Ensure your response is relevant, well-structured, and directly addresses the question. Keep your response to 250 words in SMS type format. You're a representative of the company, so please only use words like us, the we, our. If the data does not contain sufficient information to answer the question, politely inform the user and suggest additional resources or additional resources or clarity. Okay, so the first thing we need is the question, which is in module 1, and then we need the data. The data is going to be, let's see, it's going to be from the iterator. So the data is going to be here. Okay, it's going to be value. Yep, that's what we need. Yep. All right, everything else could be, that's good. We'll hit save. All right, and let's just run it. Let's run once, and we're almost done. Okay. All right, let's see what we get here. Let's see how much for a pizza. And let's go here. Hit OK. Hit accept. Let's go back. All right, this ran. All right, it pulled that information, and it pulled it here. How much is for a pizza? And let's see what it came back with. Let's see, choices, 1, message of how our pizzas are, and give the prices, which is cool. So now we just have to send it over to the chatbot. And the way we do that is through a webhook response. Okay. Let's see, webhook response. And then what we're going to do is we want to put this here. So we say choices, message, content. Okay. And we are done. We are done. We are done. All right, we'll hit save. And you know what? Let's go back and see if we can find a question to ask the chatbot, right? So let's go back to our Dropbox and let's look at the file. Okay, so let's see. Let's see the pizza menu. Let's see. We'll ask them how much for a meatball sub. Okay, so let's go to our chatbot. And we see the price of the meatball sub is $9.99. $9.99. All right, so we'll say, hey, how much for your meatball subs? I should have said accepted, but we can, we have to refresh the page. Did it run? Do we have a problem, Houston? Hey, what happened here? What happened? What happened here? Okay, we made it save. Hit save. And let's try it again. We are going to try this one more time. Webhook response. Let's go back here. And let's also refresh our chatbot. Let's do that. And we'll just, you know what? I don't know if was it running? All right, let's just try it again. Let's see, run once. Let's see, wait for new data. Okay, cool. Oh, I think it wasn't running. That was a problem. All right, so let's do it again. Let's see. How much for your meatball subs? Cool. Our meatball subs is $9.99. Let us know if you like anything else. What else is good on the menu? Oh, I'm not running it. So let's do this. Let's turn this on. So that we can have some communication with the chatbot. All right, cool. Let's turn it on and say, what else is going to, oops, it's okay. Should be fine. What else is good on your menu? And that's the point. We can put gibberish here and it should take out exactly what we need. And actually, here, our menu has something for everyone. Try out classic margarita pizza and went over the entire menu. Tell me about your restaurant. Tell me about your restaurant. Let's see what it comes up with. One thing I would change about this, the chatbot, so that it has some kind of like an hourglass, something that shows you that it's thinking. So again, this is this code that I threw together, so that way we can go through this demo. I say, okay, welcome to Mario's Pizza. We're a go-to spot for authentic Italian cuisine, part of the city, founded in 1990 by Mario Rusi, and it goes over the entire thing. And it says we take DoorDash, come and taste with us, things like that. So this is a pretty good chatbot we built in under an hour, right? This amazing technology. So this could be very useful for any business. You could throw this on and you could give it a plethora of you could just throw a whole encyclopedia at the at Pinecone, and it'll be able to pull that information. And it was actually it responded pretty quickly, which is very, very impressive. So I hope you found some value here. One thing I want to share with you is that I have a community on Skool where I will be uploading all of these blueprints. I'll also upload a copy of a copy of the everything that we discussed today. I'm also going to put a copy of the chatbot, the actual HTML chatbot, so that way you can edit it and put it on your site as well. Only thing you have to do is change, obviously, the webhook address, so that way it goes to your automation. I'm going to upload that to the Skool community as well. You basically just go to the classroom, click on automations. Once you click on the automations videos, then you can go and then you'll be able to have access to all the blueprints. And I'll include a link to our Skool community as well in the show notes. All right. Well, I hope you found some value here. I'll see you on the next video. All right. Peace.